Hello children, so we meet again. Today we'll be starting with a new topic of English grammar, that is active and passive voice. Children, I know that this topic is a bit difficult, but if you will pay attention to what is being taught, it will be more easier for you to summarize this topic. So children, let's start with the active and passive voice. But before moving further to understand what active voice is and what passive voice is, let's read these sentences. Gopal loves Sita. Sita is loved by Gopal. Children, there is practically no difference in the meanings of these two sentences. But there are two different ways of presenting the same thing. In the first sentence, the subject is performing the action. Gopal, which is a subject, is performing action, that is loving Sita. In the second sentence, the action is performed to the subject. Rather, you could say the subject of the verb is being acted upon. Sita is being loved by Gopal, or Sita is loved by Gopal. It means the subject of the first sentence here becomes the object of the second sentence here, and vice versa. So we could say that voice shows whether the subject of a verb acts or is being acted upon. Let's move to active voice and passive voice. Active voice. When the subject of the verb acts, the verb is said to be in active voice. That means when the subject is doing some action or performing some action, it is said to be in active voice. For example, Hari made a mistake. Lata is singing a song. Now, in both these sentences, Hari and Lata, being the subject, are performing some action. That is, in first example, Hari is making a mistake. And in the second example, Lata is singing a song. Both are doing some action. Thus, it is supposed to be in active voice. Now, passive voice. When the subject of the verb receives the action, the verb is said to be in passive voice. In this, the subject of active voice becomes the object of the passive voice, and the object of the active voice becomes the subject of the passive voice. I have taken the above two examples only. A mistake was made by Hari. A song is being sung by Lata. Earlier, Lata is singing a song, means directly performing some action. But in passive voice, the object, that is a song, is becoming the subject. That means the subject is being acted upon. Thus, it is supposed to be the passive voice. Let's see, children, how to change active voice into passive voice. I take the above example again. Gopal loves Sita. Now, this sentence is supposed to be in active voice. Now, here the subject is Gopal, loves is verb, and Sita is an object. If I change the sentence into passive voice, it is Sita is loved by Gopal. You can directly see that there is some cross connection. Gopal is becoming the object in passive voice, and Sita is becoming the subject in passive voice. And the subject is also changing into its past participle form. So now let's start with the rules to change the active voice into passive voice. The first rule, which I had explained earlier also through the example, Gopal loves Sita. Sita is loved by Gopal. That is, subject of active voice becomes the object of passive voice. Second rule is object of the active voice becomes the subject of the passive voice. Both these rules I had explained through the earlier example. Third point is the past participle form of the verb is used after the form of be in passive voice. Now, what are the forms of be? In present tense, it is, am, are. Past tense, was and were. Continuous, being. And perfect tense, it is being. These are the forms of be, which is used after the verb. Like in the earlier sentence, Gopal loves Sita. Loves is changed into is loved. Fourth point is by is added before the object of the passive voice. By Gopal, by him, by somebody else, etc. Fifth point, vague subjects. Now what vague is? Vague means when you are not sure what the subject is or who the subject is. Vague subjects like someone, somebody, everybody, everyone, people, etc. are dropped in passive voice. Are dropped in passive voice means when certain sentences which take someone as the subject are changed into passive voice. They are not supposed to write by someone. Let's take for example the sentence. This is an active voice. Someone broke the window. When we change this sentence into passive voice, the window was broken. Now here we don't add by someone. We drop by someone. Sixth point, tense of the verb is not changed. Children, this is the main thing which you need to remember is the tense of the verb in active and passive voice does not changes. The tense remains the same. Only its form is changed into its one of the corresponding forms. Seventh point is the pronouns are changed as under. Like he changes into him, she changes into her, I change into me, we change into us, you remains you only. Similarly, it also remains it. They change into them and who changes into whom. Children, we'll continue with the explanation of the further part in the next class. Thank you.